on the camera. And then to go live on this, we do what we do with anybody. Okay, we're live right now. You should record. You're on.
Hello, Las Vegas. This is Rolando on Face the Tribune. Remember, if you have nothing to hide, if you have nothing to worry about, you can face the Tribune. If not, the Tribune is going to face you. I promise that. And starting with, I like to welcome my co-host and Mr. Producer, Mr. Clark Philly. And Clark Philly is also the host of the Herd. Everything he heard, he put him on the air. So if you have anything to say, you call the Herd, and if he hear you, he put you on the air. That's simple as that. So what is happening? A lot of things happened since the last time I was here. 5 police officers killed. That is really, and 7 were hurt, right?
Well, I think
They were all
I've
police
heard as many as 9 just on that Dallas event.
They were all police officers, or
There were
part of
some
the
that were
public?
kind of like or transportation officers or something, TAs or something they call
Oh
them.
yeah.
But there was probably 9 that were injured, and maybe that counts to 5 that were killed. I don't know.
It's funny that we all are so pressed to criticize the police, and the first thing we do when we have a problem, call the police, call the police. Well, if the police is so bad, why are we calling the police? I don't think it is fair to do that. And I like to remind people, I always remind the people in Las Vegas that we are very, very lucky. We have one of the best, if not the best, police department. The only problem is we have not been able to separate the administration from the rank and file. Remember what I always said. Once you become a sergeant, you're not a police officer anymore. You don't. You become administrator. And administrator, it's only administrate. They don't know how to go out there in the street and deal with the criminals. They don't know how. That's why when people in the election time, so and so and so and so running for sheriff, they have the experience. What experience? Take, for example, Gillespie, the former sheriff before. I have not had any contact with Joe Lombardo since he became the sheriff. But Gillespie, he's been deputy chief, he's been assistant sheriff, he's been, what's the other, under sheriff, all in the last 20, 25, who knows, maybe 30 years. 30 years that he has not been in contact, direct contact with the police department. He never go outside. At least I have to say that about Joe Lombardo, the current sheriff. I seen him in a couple events and a couple tragedies or a couple accidents. I don't know exactly what they call them, but when the police presence is there, I see Joe Lombardo walking in there, and I don't know if that make any difference, is it good or bad, but I do like to see the presence of the leaders of the police department get more involved with the community. It's not just having a cup of coffee with three journalists on Channel 8. That's not going to give you, those people are not going to tell you what you need to hear, Mr. Lombardo. They're not going to give you any information whatsoever on how the people feel. Or I'm not saying they have to be snitches. No, information that you may need to see, you might need to know. And that's what I'm talking about. And that's a lot of times I do that because I know, well, everybody knows about my relationship with the police department, but any other public official, I I sometimes I tell them in my column or in the editorial what they should know, and some people consider that criticizing that office or bad mouthing that office. It's not that. It's just that they don't have the time to deal with a visit every week or anything like that. So I put them in there, and maybe if they read it, great, and maybe the assistant read it. Oh, look what Rolando wrote. Look what Rolando wrote. And believe me, people, they read the Tribune. I don't care what Lisa Mayo the Rizzo said to you. I don't care what anybody said to you, and nothing that I put in that paper is a lie. Everything is the truth, nothing but the truth and the whole truth. I don't create my stories, okay? And that's for sure, and that is guaranteed. How come nobody come and complain about it? How come nobody come over and tell me I'm wrong? Why? Because they don't want to admit that they read the Tribune? Well, that's their problem, not mine. But in the meantime, I'm opening the eyes of too many people that I need to open the eyes. I believe that Las Vegas has the biggest attorney's corruption in the whole state of Nevada, and maybe in the whole country. I believe that attorneys in this town, you need to read the editorial. I think it's the editorial of Las Vegas Tribune this week. Tomorrow you can read that. You got attorneys that take money from the clients and they don't even show up in court. They try and grab the money, and then they tell the client, if you don't plead guilty, I cannot help you. How can you do that? How can you take $10,000 from a human being that is telling you that he's not guilty, is willing to take his chance in the court of law? Why are you going to tell that person, well, if you don't plead guilty, and I know the attorney, I know the defendant, I know the whole case, okay? So that particular case, nobody can tell me about that. The other one is another attorney, famous attorney, grabbed $5,000 from a defendant, a client, or a client will be, whatever you want to call him, and he didn't even show up in court. But you know what people don't understand? That when you go to an attorney and you give the retainer doesn't mean that is your full price. Retainer is only to appear in court or to tell the judge that you are going to represent. Whatever money you give them as a retainer, that's it, a retainer, nothing else. They don't have to put anything, any effort whatsoever. That's why they go, you go to see an attorney, the first number that come to their mind is, give me $25,000. Oh, Jesus, I don't have $25,000. I am a criminal that don't make any money. And, so they said, well, why don't you bring 10,000? I only got 5,000. Fine, give me the 5,000. They don't care what the amount is. They don't care because they have no intention, no idea, and no effort to defend you. They're gonna come back, and I tell you, I have this incident happen in my office. I don't know if I should mention the name of the defendant, but so might as well keep both names separate. The guy said, I want you to defend my son, okay? But we don't want a deal. We want to go to court. No problem, no problem. Right? So the guy come and give him $10,000 right in front of my eyes. Okay, I seen it. I didn't touch it, but I seen it. So 2 days later, the guy called and he said, man, if I have a deal for you. What do you mean? I talked to the whoever it was, the DA or the assistant DA or the whoever it was, and they are willing to deal with me for a lesser charge. What did I tell you when I give you my money? I know, but this, you cannot pass this. Well, I am passing it. Well, let me tell you, before that attorney, he got a famous, very famous attorney, and he paid $80,000. That SOB didn't even have the decency, the courtesy, the humanity of going to the Clark County Detention Center to meet his client. It is sad how people are taken by this comment. The day of the hearing, I don't know if it was the trial or the hearing, I don't know, it's too many names. He go over there to the courthouse, so and so. He didn't even know what he saw, what his client looked like. I swear in my mother's grave, he didn't even know what the client looked like. $80,000 and he don't have time to go see. And that's why I tell people, don't get those lawyers that believe they are famous. Don't deal with them. At least the other lawyers, the little lawyers, you can walk in the office and grab it by the neck. But those big lawyers, they got secretaries, they got assistants, they got what do you call it, the stenographer, whatever you call that. They got all these people you have to pass by. They got a glass door in the front. Then you cannot open it if somebody don't open it for you. And why do you think an attorney have to be so protected? Because they screw you every single day of the week. Okay, I know a guy. Then I took a client to him. He is my dear friend. I'm not denying my friendship with him. You say, how much? Here it is. Okay, we wait for the court date. We get there. There's the judge. There's the bailiff. There's the prosecutor. There's the defendant. But no defense attorney. The judge have the audacity to tell the defendant, don't worry about it, just get in the witness stand and we finish with this.
Excuse me?
I swear to God. And they bust my friends. the attorney.
Is this a
And the
criminal case?
Huh?
A criminal case?
I don't know.
Was he charged with something, the defendant?
Yeah, prostitution. The
So
cop
you don't need a defense lawyer, just.
No. Why would I pay you $10,000 to defend me if you're gonna make a deal? I can make a deal with the prosecutor and probably get a better deal than what you're gonna give me because you got 3 more clients waiting behind. This is what bothers me about the justice in Las Vegas. This is what bothers me, how people think they are God gift to the world and they walk around like they poo-poo don't stink, you know, after you put them to work there with your vote. After you put them in there with your vote and your friend and your mother and your sister and everybody else, they need to stop. And this is what I've been trying to tell everybody for a very long time. People are getting tired. People are getting ready to a civil war. And believe me, you can see the atmosphere out there. You can see it everywhere. Everywhere is a shootout, it's a shooting. People have, unfortunately, they're shooting the wrong people. They are shooting the wrong people because those police officers that you see in the street, they have the best interest of the community, the best interest of you, the best interest of your family at heart. The cops that are bad and the judges that are bad, they expect somebody to respond to their badness, and they always watching for themselves. They always hiding. They always have an escort. They always have somebody that is watching out for them. The police officer that is on patrol. I have police officers come to locations where I've been, and I tell you, I was very, very proud of those police officers. Very proud of those police officers. They are magnificent, they are polite, they are informative. You know, I'm telling you, and I'm not afraid to do. Of course, everywhere is a bad apple. Am I going to be doing all the talk today or
Yeah,
what?
you're on a roll, so
Oh
shoot
man!
for it.
God, I thought you was going to help me
I
with it.
haven't had a word edgewise to get in. You're just on a roll.
I didn't say anything wrong. I didn't
No,
say I
everything's right so
didn't
far.
tell a lie or anything. That's
No.
because I'm not a lawyer.
You're lucky.
Yeah. Did you read what I wrote about your attorney?
Yeah, yeah.
Am I wrong?
No, I'm working on it.
Okay.
So,
Because I tell
but
you,
you brought up something earlier that you give a lawyer a retainer, and you were explaining rightfully that what is a retainer?
yeah, but you didn't give a retainer.
No, but, well, what is a retainer?
The money that
When
you
you
pay
when
me
you go to buy a couch, is there a tag on the couch and it says X amount of dollars for that couch?
Yeah.
And you know that's what the couch is going to cost you,
Yeah.
or anything else. Go buy
No,
anything.
because it can be a down payment.
Well, then it will say that it's a down payment, and it'll also give you what the couch is going to cost.
Yeah.
You want to buy it on a down payment? Fine. You go give a lawyer a retainer. What are you getting? You're getting nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Right.
But someone who's going to say that they'll take your case. But what does that mean? That just means they're going to charge you
You know,
to
let me
take
tell
the
you.
case.
Let me tell you. I know it was 55 years ago. My uncle was a lawyer in my country. He was the lawyer for the president, for Batista, no Fidel, Batista. Okay? I have an enormous amount of people that are attorneys that I deal with. And they used to come to my house. We sit down, we discuss business, we talk, you know, whatever. I've been around attorneys for a very, very long time. And I tell you one thing, then I learned about these attorneys. They used to. I don't know how they do it now. They read the material they have. They read everything that come out in the paper. But unfortunately, these lawyers that we have here, they don't have. They don't have attorneys that can do that because they don't have staff. It's only a one person staff. That's him. So he's either in court or in the golf course because he got to make uh, connections. He got to make friendship with people that are never going to give them anything because the attorney is too small to be dealing with him, and that's what happened. How can you not, after 8 months, after 9 months, how can you not read at least once what Las Vegas Tribune has been writing about your case? Your family read it. They
Yeah,
came
that's
here
for
trying
sure.
to beat me up.
That's for sure.
Okay.
I think lawyers and the whole system, that's the word system, has gone away from what's the truth. No more. It used to be the truth will come out in a case of law. The truth always comes out, right?
No.
Remember hearing that years ago?
Yeah.
The truth will always come out. But now we've gone to procedures
Yeah.
and we go to the way that the system works. And now it's no longer what the truth is. That's way, way on the back burner. If it's still even in the kitchen, that doesn't mean anything. It's what is the procedure and how does this get presented over here and how do we get this billing hour billed over here and how much does this motion cost and that motion and how can we keep this ball rolling to get as much money as possible out of these poor suckers that have come into the system to get some justice. Justice doesn't matter. The facts don't matter. Nothing matters. What matters is how much can we get out of the system. It's like you come to town, you're a poker player. You go to the poker rooms around here to play poker. You're the championship from your hometown in the firehouse where you work. You're the best poker player in that whole state, maybe. You come here, you're going to show them who's boss. You walk into a poker room here in Las Vegas, and you're walking into a system. The dealer's in the system. He lives here. He don't live from your hometown. He don't know you from Jack. He don't care about you. He's the judge. And you're playing against a bunch of players or lawyers. So these people are all from the system. How are you going to go home where you're the best poker player in the world with any money? You're fighting the system. They're going to fight you till you're broke. And then you're gone. Next. Who's going to take your seat? It's the same thing with the court system.
So far, I have not heard one day, one word about who was the original attorney for your case. After that, I never hear who hired the present attorney to be in that case. If they are stupid enough not to ask for a retainer in a civil case,
Well, you can use the word retainer. How about how am I going to be paid? And where's the money coming from that's going to pay me? You go in to hire a lawyer, he wants to know how much money you have.
And you can find a fast-talking defendant. They say, oh, we're going to get all that money. Yeah, but if we lose, how do we going to get it? That's what a good attorney will do.
That's what you have to do. That's what you're supposed to do.
I tell you, last week, I don't know what got to me. I swear to God, I don't know what got to me because I don't even know that guy, but I was this close to punch him in the mouth, because it is insultive. It is disrespectful what he did to you, not to me. I can care less if I wasn't uh, and a friendship with you than we developed during all these 8 months, 9 months, whatever. But this guy, he sit there looking like a bum, the hair all messed up, the shirt all man, he looks like he was drinking all night. I never seen him like that. Never. Never in my life seen him looking that despicable, And
Well, if you're talking about one particular case where it has become and always has been, is what we were talking about before. This case started with somebody stealing some money. Okay, it's very simple. Show me the records and I'll show where you're stealing money. That's it. That's all we wanted, okay? Well, this person that was stealing the money didn't have any money to pay for an attorney. So, but she gets involved in this lawsuit. She goes and gets an attorney. Now, how did she get an attorney? How did she get this attorney?
All I know is that I thank the good Lord. Then I don't know what happened, how I control myself, because I was very close to punching him.
Well, I'm trying to explain why stuff like that happens. So, anyways.
No. I have nothing to do with that.
No,
My
I'm just
point
saying.
in here is very simple, Clark. That guy should be reading the
And who's going to
paperwork.
pay him to read the paperwork? He's got lights to pay, bills to pay, this to pay. He took this case. Wait, this case is over. This case has been over for 2 years now. There is no case. But what this first judge did, Judge Alan Earl, is there was money involved in a trust. That's like you go into this poker game I was talking about, and they can see how much money you got in your pocket. They know how much you got from that firehouse. They know in your pocket you've got $2 million. They can see it, and they want it. And they're not going to let you go away from the table until they get it. And that's exactly what happened here. They knew how much money was in this trust, and they weren't going to let anybody leave until they had all the money. So what does this first judge do? He sees the money. What does he do? He makes an illegal award, because this was all out-of-state money, so he didn't even have any money to award anything from. But he did it anyways because he's a crook, okay? He's a crook. He wants to support the system, and the system supports him. So he has to get a good reputation that he's one of those supporters of the system. So he says, all right, how are we going to pay everybody? Well, we're going to sell a house in another state, and that's going to give us all the money we need. So he does that illegally. And then, what does this guy do? This despicable mother, whatever, okay? He reserves $400,000 of this house money that he stole. He reserves $400,000 in case I complain about him having stolen the money. So if I make and say, hey, wait a minute, Judge, you can't do that, the lawyers and everybody is going to circle the wagons to protect the judge, to protect them, to protect this reserve that this judge made, and they're going to fight for that, and they're going to fight me. And that's what's going on. They're using my money that this judge reserved to fight me. Is that right? That's a criminal friggin' act. That is a organized crime act.
And I
That's
don't
what
know,
it is.
And I don't know who your lawyer is, but I tell you one thing: your lawyer should have stopped that long time ago. But they are afraid to talk to the judge.
Yes, they are, because
They are afraid to talk to the judge. I put them in the paper tomorrow.
They're part of the system too. They all are. Now, how do you know full well, how do you attack the system and you're working in the system? So how does this new lawyer attack the system when he has to depend on his livelihood from these very judges that are fighting for this money that this first judge reserved? He got no business reserving money. What kind of court is this? This is ridiculous. So this other lawyer is now frustrated because he knows the law. And the law is that the first judge could not do what he did.
Hello.
So, this lawyer is frustrated
when I finish my radio show. I forgot to take the phone off. I'm doing a radio show right now. Call me back in 20 minutes. Yes, ma'am.
This lawyer is frustrated because he knows that the first judge could not do what he did. He also knows that the judge now can't do what he's thinking of doing. None of these judges can legally do what they're doing. So this lawyer's up against it because he has to work in the same system, and he's fighting these people who are illegal crooks. Now, how do you identify?
No, legal crooks.
Well, if you want to, they're illegal. They're doing illegal things, but they do it under the color of law. So they have this authority. So they think they can do it, but there's repercussions for that. So what we've done now is we have this new judge who's contemplating awarding more money from this reserve. This reserve doesn't exist. It was obtained through fraud and fraudulent documents. It doesn't exist, but it is here. But it technically is not legal money. So that even today, these judges think that they walk on water and they can steal this money. So it's frustrating for this lawyer because he knows this is corruption. This is the height of corruption. You can't do any of this. And now it's boiled down to this. Technically, what are they doing? Even if they have this money, even if they're going to award this money, who are they awarding the money to? How is anyone getting paid? Well, the other side of this case lost. So they're the losers. In this country of America, we have a funny system. We don't have loser pays like in every other country in the world. You lose a legal case, you not only pay your fees, whatever it costs you, but you pay the side that you sued. If you don't win, you got to pay their fees. That's loser pays. Every other country in the world is like that. Yeah. So before you sue somebody in England or France or before you do any of that stuff, first of all, you got to hire someone to do it for you. You got to get past the fact that, wait a minute, how much money have you got? Because if you lose this case, you're going to have to pay the other side too. Yeah. Okay? In this country, that doesn't happen because the lawyer you're getting doesn't give a crap about the other side because they don't have to explain to you what risk you're taking. Because if they had to do that, half the cases available would be cut in half. You wouldn't have as many cases in this country. That's right. That's why these lawyers hire this whatever you call these special interests, these lobbyists to go to Washington, D.C. and lobby for the law that they have called the American rule. The American rule is all sides pay all their fees.
All rise what?
All rise and you pay all their fees. So if you decide, if you get sued, you're going to have to pay your own fees. Now, does that sound fair? The only one that's fair for is who? The attorneys, the system, the corrupt system. It's not fair for the guy that gets sued. Wait a minute, what if I win? What do you mean I have to pay my fees? Right? Does that make any sense? Only in America. Only in corruption. So anyways, back to this particular case. This case is down where the judge is up against the corner. How is he going to pay money? Who is he paying the money to? He's paying it to the losing defendant's attorney. They don't get money. They lost. Nobody, even if they won, they wouldn't get money. Not from the other side. So who's this money coming from? So how do you get that across to these judges and these players in Vegas that are so corrupt? They're gone. They're done. They're finished. They can't see their hand in front of their face because all it's about is the money. That's their money. It's not your money anymore. When Judge Earl reserved my dead parents' money, he reserved my dead parents' money for the lawyers in Nevada. That's what this creep did. He reserved dead people's money. That's the kind of faith I have in this legal system in Nevada. When I had to sue somebody to get access to bank records, that's all I did. Show me the bank records. That's it. They wouldn't show me the records because where's my paperwork? Where do I have any right to see those records? See, so you have to go to court to get the paperwork to get the records. And then that identifies that, oh, to Earl, you've got $2 million in that pocket over there. I can see it right here. You might as well put that money up on the table right now. Just give it to me, and you'll get your paperwork. They're friggin' crooks. You can't be a bigger crook. You could go to a bank with a machine gun and rob the goddamn bank.
Yeah.
And you're not as bad as Earl and company. They're worse because they do it wearing a black robe. They have all this authority. All rise. These crooks walk into the courtroom. All rise. What does that mean, all rise? And you have to go through security before you go into the courthouse because someone might shoot those bastards. They're the thieves. They're the crooks. Why do you have to have your shoes checked? Because you're going into a den of thieves. That's why.
Well, that's why I'm saying some of those judges, very, very, very few of them, are not afraid to go in and out from the gate. They go by there.
They go out a back door.
Well,
and you don't know they're a judge when they're coming and going. They're in disguise.
The majority of them, but some lawyers, some judges, they go through the front door. They say hello to people because they know they have not done anything wrong. Very few.
Boy, I've never seen one. In Nevada?
Yeah.
What country are you talking about?
No, Nevada.
Not the country in Nevada.
You know, but then you got people, then they're afraid to go out there.
They should be.
They got a big, look what happened in Michigan. 3 bailiffs got killed. Why would that be?
But that was in a courthouse.
Yeah.
And something's went wrong.
This is my point.
What is it? What happened there? We don't know yet.
This is my point, and this is what I'm trying to explain in my article. I don't know if I did it or not because I got so involved in the article. You know, when people are losing everything they have, when people are going to prison for a crime they didn't commit, they go crazy. Well, look at me the other day. I almost make a mistake to hit that guy. Almost. I was this close to his face. When I ever done that? Never.
Well, you look at it this way. You get charged with
And
something.
it's not even my case.
Like an example you put up earlier. Somebody didn't do something, okay? So they're in trouble because they get charged with something they didn't do.
Yeah.
So you pay a lawyer $10,000 to represent you. And all he does is take your money and then tells you should cop a plea to get out of this trouble that you never should have been in.
But
so not only were you illegally charged or improperly charged, now you get ripped off from the system itself. So what the hell do you do?
Well,
you get a gun like they did in Michigan and you shoot up the courthouse.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's what you need to do, but
then,
why are people doing that? Why are people doing that?
Because get frustrated, they get annoying.
The system is broken.
Yeah. Do you think, and you know, I think the good Lord give these people the patience to stay calm. Because look at that little girl, Christine Lobato.
Yeah.
She wasn't even here in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Okay? And then what happened?
You need a notch on your belt. You need to be able to have enough notches so someday you can become judge.
See,
that prosecutor did in the Lobato case. What is he today?
He's a judge.
He's a judge, exactly. Because he had an extra notch on his belt.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. See, that's how you get on up the ladder in this corrupt
judge,
system.
After the judge destroyed this young girl's life, she retired. You know, but in the meantime, that girl is in prison because that judge didn't allow the jury to know. Then, then she was not here in town.
Remember a few years
And
ago?
hold on, let me finish this part because this is the best part.
Okay.
The prosecutor, Bill Kephart, fought all the way to the Supreme Court so she cannot have a DNA test. What
the
in
truth.
the hell
Hide
do
the
you
truth.
care? Huh?
Hide the truth.
But why? Why did he care?
Because he got the notch on his belt.
But he's supposed to be there making sure that justice is being done.
No, where do you get that from?
Okay.
That's the old theory.
Why?
The new theory now is notches on your belt.
But what did he gain?
He got a conviction and now he's a judge. That's how they become judges. They get convictions.
But
and now he's a judge. And now he's sitting on a case and he's thinking of awarding the loser attorney fees. He'll be the first judge that I've ever found in history to award, in the American rule, to award the loser money.
And then when you ask him, I said, why?
You're the antagonist.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, you're the antagonist. Why am I the antagonist? Because I say, Judge, you can't do that. How can you award the loser money? This is the American rule. How do you do that? You're the antagonist. Matter of fact, why don't you stay outside in the next hearing? I don't want to see you in the court because you ask too many questions I can't answer. You stay outside the next time. That's what he does. He thinks, all rise. You see, he thinks he has this big head now. He's so important, he can't make a mistake. He's got a girl in prison that he convicted to get a notch on his belt. He wouldn't let DNA evidence in that would have exonerated her. Can't do that. I got to keep my notch on my belt, and then someday I can be judge. Well, he's a judge now, and he's still doing illegal shit. Still doing it. And that's the system. Remember years ago watching on TV where you had this guy hiding behind a tree outside of this courtroom, and a guy's shooting at him. And this lawyer is hiding and trying to, bam, bam, the guy shoots, bam, bam.
But
remember that?
He didn't kill him, right?
No, he didn't kill him. He shot him 2 or 3 times. But it was amazing. And I think that was I don't know if it was a divorce lawyer or what it was, but this was the guy's client trying to shoot him outside the courtroom. Now, why does that guy get driven to that point? Because this guy wasn't doing his job. He's just trying to make money, trying to rip the guy off. People are going to get tired of this shit.
That's why I was very, very satisfied when that guy that was here in the radio show wanted to hire your lawyer. And I said, if I was you, I would not do that. Why? Because he's not good. I already made one mistake. I refer him to another friend.
But if you refer somebody in the same town, you're not doing anything for anybody because it's all the same system.
Yeah.
It's all corrupted. This system is broken. It's no longer justice. It's a system. How can it be justice when a couple people die?
How long you been in this town?
Since 72.
Oh, so that was before the carpet barn kidnapping.
I recall that. I don't recall it too well.
Jerry Burgess was accused of taking that kid kidnapped.
Right.
The kid was never kidnapped, okay? I interviewed Jerry Burgess, and the kid never was kidnapped. The grandparents took it to Israel, and that was it. And later on, I'm going to tell you another story about that kid. So Jerry Burgess got to trial. He hired a Jewish guy.
What did he go to trial for?
For kidnapping.
But he was never kidnapped. But
no. But that was the charge. He got Jerry off.
Well, if he didn't kidnap him, he should have.
He lost the license to work as an attorney. He became a waiter in a banquet.
The system was supposed to get
stupid because, let me tell you, the kid used to go to school in the same Jewish school that my girlfriend's kid was going there. I used to see them over there all the time. The guy who owned Carpet Band, actually, I don't think he owned it, but his father-in-law owned it, but he owed money to everybody in this town. Okay? He owed money to everybody. And finally, he gave money to the Stardust in a check, and the check bounced. And there's David. There is, uh, well, I can't remember the guy's name now. He was in charge of the bad check unit. Bernie Sadrowski. Okay? You see you see Rex Bell, the district attorney, the sitting elected district attorney, sitting at the Four Queen or at the other one across the street in the restaurant having lunch with the guy, then give a bound check to the Stardust and never make it good. You know, what did that tell you? People have no respect, public officials have no respect for the people in this town because they don't give a damn if you see them sitting over there, you know. I don't understand how can people be that ridiculous, cold-blooded, you know.
Well, look at the lessons that we get from our so-called leaders of this country. What are we being installed? What are the lessons that we get? We got a guy in the presidency who happens to be half black, okay, so he has a chip on his shoulder. There's no doubt about that. He has an agenda, and his agenda is to make America pay for the fact that he was born half black. So he went into the White
Why
House.
don't he blame his mother?
Well, because she was white. So that's a privilege. She's a white privilege. But he had never got any of the
So
white privilege.
she got to choose whatever she wants.
Well, until the black father kidnapped the son and dragged him over to Kenya, you know. But anyways, my point is, he has a chip on his shoulder, and his modus operandi is to make America pay for all the damages that's been done to all the people of color in this country from slavery days, back whenever. Okay, that's his agenda. So there are some black people, now and then they get killed by cops, whether it's justified or not, whatever, who knows what the black guy was doing. If it was like Michael Brown in Ferguson, he should have got caught, okay? He was fighting the cop over his gun. Shots went off in the patrol car, and this guy was a big guy, and he was trying to do damage to this cop, and he got shot, as he should. Who does Obama come roaring into the defense from? Is this black guy that should have got shot. Okay? So Obama is always taking the side of the people that he thinks are getting his agenda across of how persecuted they've been by being in this country. That's the type of leadership we have. And now every day we see something happening in another town, day after day after day, where we have this thing going on now. Because it comes from the top down. And the other day, our esteemed ex-Secretary of State gets a walk, I guess, from our justice system because I don't know. Why?
I don't know, but I tell you one thing. I believe that if I was a police officer, I'd be afraid to be a police officer.
Some are. A lot of them are.
That's why I always tell people, if you get stopped by the police, be cool, be calm, and put your hands on the wheel and don't even try to take your driver's license away out of your pocket until the officer tell you to do it.
Yeah, but if
they are human beings, they have the right to be scared. They have the right to be worried about their own life. Otherwise, they're gonna go out there, walk around, drive around, and they're not gonna do nothing.
Right. And that's a problem. And the problem comes all the way in this example from the top job in the land.
That's right.
It comes all the way from the top. That's why we're having this problem. And until we change that top and never let it happen again, we're going to continue to have these problems, and they're going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. So we have to eliminate the cancer in our society.
If I was young and I was active, I don't know what I am, but if I was young and active, I would not apply for a police officer job right now. I go wash dishes, and let me tell you something, my friend, because I wash dishes, okay? It's not easy to wash dishes. You know, you got 100 plates coming at you, you know.
And then you have 100 more. And then 100 more. When you don't try to sleep at night, you don't.
I don't know. I didn't get that far. I didn't get that far. That's my problem.
They never end.
I tell you, I will not become a police officer nowadays because my life is in jeopardy. Because they're not gonna go out there and shoot any guy like.
Well, look at the 5 officers in Dallas. They were protecting the crowds. What were they doing? They weren't pulling people over, asking for their drivers. They were out trying to protect from any damage, and they get sniped.
Yeah.
What the hell can you do? You can't do anything. They have a target on their back, put there by Obama.
I'm gonna tell you names locally: Rod Mattis, David Callas, Max Huggins Jr., Mac Hill, all those people, they never gonna get shot. First of all, because they never give their face out. Second one, because people are not gonna shoot a cop. They might be able to shoot you in defense in defense of their own life. They shoot people in the back like they did in that cocktail lounge over there on the Cato, I think it was. And, you know, they shoot people, they double cross people, they arrest people and put them in prison for no reason at all. They do everything they wanted. Look, little by little, once in a while. Look at that Captain Frank Sutton. He go to court after he destroyed so many lives. He go to court. Hi, my wife is in a wheelchair. She don't have anybody to take care of it. You know, the daughter over there with him. I gotta take care of my daughter. You know, and the judge is so stupid. They give him probation. He should have given him double sentence for being a police captain and be a criminal. That's my name, Rolando Larraz. And I stand behind everything I said in this show today. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless America. God bless the United States of America.